Well, 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 look who crawled out of the bushes. Mrs. Tia, the faceless feline, purring out nonsense like a cat on catnip. It's me, King Jasper, the dog with a nose for BS and a bark louder than your entire simp squad. And let me tell you, this whole Andy Bernard fiasco, oh honey, it's a dog's breakfast. Let's chew on it, shall we? First off, Mrs. Tia, you've been lurking in the bushes. What are you, a feral alley cat spying for crama mama and gabble geeks? Are they tossing you sardines every time you claw at smaller channels? You're out here acting like the queen of YouTube drama, but you're just a glorified attack cat for creators who can't get their own claws dirty. Real brave of you to come for CZ when you won't even show your face. But hey, cowardice is on brand for you, isn't it? Now let's talk about your precious Andy Bernard. You're simping for a man who looks like Shrek's third cousin, if Shrek's third cousin had a bad haircut, a worse attitude, and a sketchy track record. Andy Bernard, the ogre of Ben Hill Road, a man who somehow managed to make himself the center of attention in a missing child's case by begging for wedding money online. You really stand this guy? A drug trafficker who couldn't even traffic himself out of irrelevance without your crew hyping him up. Lady, even I wouldn't chase that bone, and I'm a dog. But wait, it gets better. Your boy Andy didn't just beg for cash. He groveled, whined, and pawed at the internet like a stray mutt looking for scraps. Help me get married. Oh, please. The only thing Andy should be committing to is a job application and maybe a new dentist. And you're over here cheering him on like he's Prince Charming. Newsflash, Tia. The only kingdom Andy's ruling is one made of overdue bills and bad decisions. And Ziggy? Oh, Ziggy's the perfect wing cat for this circus. She's over there sending emails to the TBI like she's some kind of investigator. Girl, you're not Nancy Drew. You're barely a dollar store Daphne. You think the TBI is sitting there going, wow, thanks Ziggy, this totally helps. No, they're probably forwarding that email to their spam folder with a note that says, do not open unless you want your IQ to drop. Speaking of Ziggy and Freddy, what's the deal with that dynamic duo? Are they auditioning for the next season of Dumb and Dumber? You've got Freddy, the self-proclaimed victim of the year, making up stories faster than a toddler with a crayon, and Ziggy, his #1 fan, amplifying every word like it's gospel. Meanwhile, the rest of us are over here like, is this a parody? Are we being punked? No, apparently it's just YouTube in 2024. And then there's you, Mrs. Tia, prancing around like the internet's moral compass while defending a man who's done more shady dealings than a used car salesman. Andy Bernard, the ogre who couldn't find his way out of a paper bag without gavel holding his hand, and yet you're out here acting like he's some misunderstood hero. Lady, he's not a hero. He's a walking red flag with bad Wi-Fi. Let's not forget the Dollar General recipes you mentioned. You're really out here defending people who eat better than they think. Andy and crew cooking up their deluxe gourmet meals with a can of Spam, a block of Velveeta, and a sprinkle of delusion. Even stray cats would turn their noses up at that nonsense. And this HOA you keep rambling about? Oh, please. The only neighborhood association anyone needs around here is one that bans bad takes and protects small creators from clowns like you. You're over here issuing fines for grifting, and you're the one enabling a guy who begged for cash to fund his wedding, while allegedly trafficking drugs. The hypocrisy is thicker than Andy's eyebrow game. Let's face it, Tia, you're not fooling anyone. You're just a mouthpiece for a bunch of creators who don't have the guts to fight their own battles. and you're simping for a guy whose greatest achievement is not getting banned from YouTube. But hey, you do you, Whiskers. Meanwhile, I'll be over here digging up bones of truth and marking my territory on this YouTube streets. So keep lurking, keep typing, keep throwing shade with your little kitty claws and clowns. Just remember, I'm a dog, and dogs eat cats for breakfast. And you, Mrs. Tia, are looking like a mighty fine snack.